Finally, my camera's working because my phone was dead, you guys. So basically, subscribers, you guys have been embarking on this journey, and we've had highs, we've had lows. We've been able to really assess the situation of what is going on when you guys are dealing with these narcissists, all right? But we know what a narcissist is now, and we're very aware and well of their behavior, their traits, where it stemmed from, different things, but we never really got to the root cause of the problem. And this right here, ladies and gentlemen, will also confirm all of the spirituality and the reason why I'm always bringing God into the equation and telling you guys about Satan, okay? Have you guys heard of a Jezebel? Okay, a lot of people would say Jezebel was a whore in the Bible, and that probably was the case. But no, it was a story much more sinister than that, okay? I've heard of the story several times. I don't know it word for word. So that being said, I am going to read it from my pad, okay? Because when you're dealing with narcissists, ladies and gentlemen, you're dealing with the spirit of Jezebel, okay? All demons are manifesting themselves in this modern day and age, okay? They're still inhabiting the earth and doing all the turmoil that they caused back in the biblical days, okay? Cain killed Abel. That was the first murder. Two brothers. One brother was jealous of the other one and killed him. And now you guys see all these murderous spirits around, okay? There was liars in the Bible. There was backstabbers. There was this, there was that. And there also was manipulators. And this is the queen that's in charge of narcissists. You guys should be very upset that she ever existed, because she is the reason why the demon itself inhabits narcissists. Okay, Jezebel is a name synonymous with evil. She is the epitome of the wicked woman. So infamous is her name that to this day, no one names their baby daughter Jezebel. To call a woman a Jezebel is the greatest insult imaginable. Jezebel was the daughter of Ethbaal, a priest of the cruel, sensuous, false god Baal. I want to say that's right. Did I say that right? Baal or Bel? You know, these words are kind of hard to pronounce. Ethbaal, the priest king of Tyre, who murdered his own brother to take over the throne, was hardly a good father figure. But Jezebel followed in her father's footsteps. You see how this is going, ladies and gentlemen? See, a lot of times, narcs create other narcissists. Narcissists turn their children into narcissists, ladies and gentlemen, okay? It's generational curses. She followed in her father's footsteps. But Jezebel followed in her father's footsteps and was herself a power-hungry, murderous. Mind you, you see how they say murderous. When I be telling you guys that narcissists will kill you, I'm not lying, okay? And I didn't even read this to know that. Who stopped at nothing to get what she wanted. The king of Israel at the time was Ahab, a weak, self-pitying man who abdicated his authority to his bride, the princess Jezebel, in spite of God's laws forbidding idolatry. See, I'm going to tell you something. He was an empath. You know what I'm saying? Whether he was, I don't know if he was good or bad because he followed in her footsteps, but she had full control over him. Okay? And the worship of any god but the Lord. Ahab married this princess who brought to Israel with her hundreds of priests of lewd Baal worship, a cult that tended to destroy manhood and drag womanhood into shame. Jezebel was such a domineering person that she soon became master over her weak husband. One of her first acts was to order the extermination of the prophets of the Lord and set up altars to Baal. So pervasive was her idolatrous influence in Israel that Jesus later used her name to refer to a woman who led to the church of Thyatira, or something like that. It's kind of hard to pronounce. Into immorality and the worship of false gods. Jezebel's strongest enemy was the great prophet Elijah. And that's why I tell you guys, narcissists hate people that are way more powerful than them. So a lot of times when you guys are in relationships, they're going to tell you, this person, I don't like this person. You always have to do your job, and it's your job and duty to assess the situation and figure out the reason why they don't like this person. who defied her and opposed her evil rule. First, he pronounced the punishment of God upon Israel in the form of a drought which lasted 3 years. The culminated in a contest on Mount Carmel between the powers of Israel's true God and the Baals. After the 450 priests of Baal and 400 priests of Asherah spent the day beseeching their gods with wailing and self-mutilation to end the drought, all to no avail, Elijah prayed to his omnipotent God, who responded by accepting the sacrifice, having the false prophets slaughtered and providing an abundance of rain. Instead of acknowledging the awesome power of the one true God, Jezebel was enraged and vowed to kill Elijah. Ain't that something? Elijah fled from her wrath to the wilderness. And that's why I tell you guys, narcissists are not afraid. It's like they don't have no fear of God. They can literally watch God work a miracle. And in their mind, no, that had to be like trick. That was set up by magic tricks. And it was this and it was that. These people are delusional. In the meantime, Jezebel was proving herself to be the greedy, murderous, evil woman she truly was. A righteous man named Naboth owned a vineyard next to Ahab's palace. Ahab offered to buy the vineyard, but Naboth, honoring God's command to keep inheritance within the family, righteously refused to sell. Ahab became sullen and angry and went home to sulk on his bed. Jezebel ridiculed him for his weakness and told him to cheer up, for she would get the vineyard for him. She plotted with two lying scoundrels to have Naboth falsely accused and denounced, then put to death. Ain't that something? These people will plot death on you. Then she calmly declared to Ahab that the vineyard was his. Here we see the formula for a disastrous marriage: a weak, childish man who allows his evil, domineering, manipulative, I had to squeeze that one in there, wife to rule the home. This is the exact opposite of God's plan for marriage. A loving husband who leads his family and who cares for his wife mirrors that of Christ and his church. And a godly woman who submits to her husband as to the Lord, each submitting to one another out of reverence for Christ. As with all who defy the Lord, Jezebel's end was not a pretty one. Although it was more gruesome than most, perhaps as an object lesson to all who set themselves up against the one true God, her doom was sure, having been prophesied by Elijah. I ain't saying I'm Elijah, but even as she saw her death approaching, she remained defiant to the end, painting her face and adorning herself in queenly garments. She looked out the window and shouted her defiance to Jehu, the next king of Israel, who came to take his throne. Jehu commanded to have her to be thrown out of the window to her death, where she was trampled by the horses' hooves and almost entirely consumed by dogs. Her 30 years of the tyranny over Israel has ended. The terror visited upon Jezebel was a testimony to the Israelites and to us that God's power is supreme, and those who defy him will meet a terrible end. Ladies and gentlemen, and this is the reason why I tell you guys, do not worry about narcissists, because they are going to get theirs, okay? They might think that they're getting away with it now, but overall, in the end, ladies and gentlemen, when it's all said and done, they're going to meet hell flames. Let me tell you something. Now, I'm not the one to be the judge. God, please forgive me, because, you know, you're able to change people. You do whatever you want. And if I said that wrong, please forgive me, because I'm a very God-fearing young man, and I don't play when it comes down to him. But I would tell you guys something. You see how that happened? You see how, like, God made a prime example out of her? Well, here's the thing. The demonic spirit of her still lurks this earth, okay? And it's in these people which are narcissists. And so they have the Jezebel spirit in them. So when you're seeing them carry out their acts, it's literally a spitting replica of what she was back then. See, this is the reason why it's very important to touch up on those Bible stories and get spiritually in tune with what's going on, because God tells you guys all these things are happening and where they're coming from. It's the sources of evil. See, Jezebel, you know, it was always a first, like where place where something originated. You get what I'm saying? Like when Cain killed Abel, wasn't that like the first murder, ladies and gentlemen? Jezebel, the first narcissist. You get what I'm saying? And she was something else. She was very, very evil. So evil that she manipulated into having someone killed. This is the reason why when you guys watch them Snap episodes, y'all be wondering what happened. This what be going on. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys must be hyper vigilant. You guys must always do your research, and you guys must beware of these evil-minded people. I love you guys. I'm glad that I was able to share that with you guys, because I was worried because my phone was going dead, but God will make a way. Thank God I was able to get it charged up. I had went over to see my grandfather, but I would tell you guys, I'm telling you, like, yes, and you have hundreds and thousands of Jezebels walking around on this earth now. So that's what's happening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the spirit that you guys are experiencing. I will see you guys in more videos, okay? I thank you guys for all the love and support, okay? And we'll chop it up. All right. You guys have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.